Hi, hello and welcome back. Welcome to Vampire Survivors. What I did off camera is get my first victory. And, I mean, this series, where is it going other than the logical endpoint of achieving a first victory on camera, right? So, what I'm gonna do today, play Gennaro again, that's the character I got my previous victory with, and we're just gonna try to repeat that process. As you can see, I have the library unlocked because I beat the Mad Forest earlier. There's a new stage already as well, which I, will not be able to get to. Well, maybe, yeah, let's complete the library. Let's try and do that. That will be a logical conclusion to the series. The game, of course, still has a lot of other things to offer, but I can't keep playing it without a clear end goal, you know? Starting us off nicely with a bit of that fire wand action, which we all love. I definitely enjoy the game still, and I believe that there is a lot more content for us to discover. There's a lot more hours of content for us to get out of it, but I don't want to get repetitive, and I want to keep the variety going on this channel. I took Lightning Ring right there because, I mean, that's not maybe the best weapon in its single form, but it can be upgraded right now. And the upgraded version, the evolved version rather, is achieved by purchasing Duplicator. Duplicator is an item that if it shows up, we definitely just want to grab. From these ones, let's get Santa Water. Santa Water is also able to evolve. We need a Tractorp for that. But yeah, finishing us off on episode 6, or well, hopefully finishing us off if we can achieve the victory. On the new map, the library. I do believe that this map is a bit easier than the previous one, than the Mad Forest, so maybe we should just be able to complete it in one single session, one episode. Might give it 2 tries. If that is necessary, but that's all speculation and all things that we will have to see in the future. For now though, we are of course not encountering any troubles whatsoever. I will get the spinach, the damage upgrade is nice, and that is needed to upgrade our fire wand, to evolve our fire wand. 6 episodes in and it's gonna be the end of the series, and I haven't gotten that quirk out of my system yet. It's of course no big deal that I keep saying upgraded instead of evolved actually, but I am always this advocate for clear communication and clear conversation skills and really saying what you mean, so using the wrong word 50,000 times is not really in accordance to that premise. And you have to practice what you preach, you know? I can't blame other people for not being clear in their communication if I can't do it myself. I definitely feel like oh, there we go, Duplicator. I definitely feel like the character that we have chosen right here is better suited for a more open map, a more open area where we can fire in different directions and diagonally. The alleyway where Harry Potter gets all of his stuff. But I feel like in this really linear map where you can kind of just go left and right, it's harder to aim our knives in a manner that is really beneficial to us. Because we have less room to move diagonally, you know? We can mostly just go left and right and we're not allowed to move up and down all that far. Minute 3 signals our first elite. I wouldn't mind getting a nice little chest reward right there if that's possible. Maybe triple upgrade just to get this thing going a bit, you know, get the show on the road. Knife upgrade, nothing to sneeze at. It is Sunday, happy day. It was quite a happy day. I didn't have to work today. Normally Sunday is my working day, my dishwashing student job day, but this weekend they are actually on vacation themselves, the owner of the restaurant, so that means a day off for me as well. Oh man, this sucks. I don't really want any of these weapons. But I guess we could go for both birds. I don't know if we unlocked the dark bird yet. Maybe I should just go for magic wand. Take the things that I'm used to so that we can get a W and that we can really end off the series. It was a chill Sunday, therefore. Went on a walk with my mom and our dogs. One of our dogs is getting really old, which is quite sad to see. She's really like struggling to get up sometimes, struggling to get out of the sofa. But still, it's always nice to see her enjoy the sun a little bit, because the weather in Belgium lately has been amazing. It has literally been perfect for walking. And then the rest of the day was mostly spent reading 2 articles which I had to read for school, related to one of the workshops that I followed a couple of weeks back. And that workshop's theme was being in the client role as a therapist. And it might sound confusing, but one of the main themes in that workshop was like taking care of yourself. And one of the main ways in which you can achieve that is going in therapy yourself. It is heavily advised for every therapist to go in therapy themselves and really express their own emotions sometimes and talk about their own struggles and problems. Not that therapy always necessarily has to be about struggles and problems, that's not what I'm trying to get across, but just you can learn a lot from going in therapy yourselves. The speaker for that workshop is a woman who is like in her 50s, and she said that going into therapy herself was one of the best decisions she had ever made, and she was really sad that she didn't do it earlier. Empty Tome is needed to upgrade the magic wand, if I'm not mistaken, right? Or is it Spellbinder? No, Spellbinder is Holy Bible. Empty Tome is definitely for the blue one, so we will take that as well. You can hear that our knives are being fired more frequently now, so that's also great. It benefits our other items as well. But I feel like it's an important topic to talk about, not just for us aspiring psychologists or therapists, but for everyone that is already working. Oh man, I don't like this. None of these items really benefit us, but maybe go for the X, and then we could try to go for like a fully evolved weapons slots, or every weapon slot having an evolved weapon, you know, that will really solidify our chances of winning, I think. But even people that have been working for a while should still consider going in therapy. Nice. Both items that we needed for evolved weapons, but we can only take one at a time. They can really still learn a lot, and it can also help them to reduce the workload of the demanding job that we have. Being in mental health care is of course a very demanding job, because you invest so much of your own vital energy, your energy of a kind that makes you human, if that makes any sense. And you really use yourself as your main instrument, you know, not just your voice, but in therapy as a therapist you have to be constantly in dialogue with your own body, right? You have to keep feeling what you're feeling and really listen to that to give something of that back to the client. Like for example, when you say this to me, I feel really perturbed, but I also feel like disturbed, and what does that do to you to hear that? For example, when somebody talks about the maltreatment they received from their parents, if you say something like, well, that doesn't sound right to me at all, and I feel my body having the intention to give you a hug and to kind of like really caress you on your shoulder and tell you that everything is gonna be alright. You have to be in touch with your body and what it's telling you to kind of do those interventions. So that can be tiring. That can be very tiring. Being a therapist is an extremely tiresome job if you don't pay attention to your own mental health, and that's why you should go into therapy yourself. A very important topic, often overlooked because people are just focused on whether they are performing well enough, whether they are achieving their goals, whether they are helping others. But if you're not in a correct mindset yourself, you can't help others. Not so professional of me to have Facebook open in the background while starting to record the video, but it was kind of an impulsive decision. I knew that I wanted to record something after already recording my first shorts video today, something I was hesitant to do. I wanted to record something. Was not necessarily sure what I wanted to record, but then the logical choice was of course to continue the series that I'm already working on. As I stated at the start of the episode, I was thinking like, where is this series going? What is the end goal? What am I working towards? And the only logical response to that question for me was just getting one victory on camera, and that should be enough. That should be it, you know? That should satisfy people's needs. It might be a bit less than what people actually need, but I feel like most of the people that are actually interested in this game have just bought it for themselves and achieved 20 victories by now already. Yes, Destroyer, I'm looking at you, you no-lifing piece of trash. But either way, I want to keep the variety train going. Nice, Tractorp, awesome. Upgrade for our Centawater. So now all we still need is bracers for the knife upgrade. I've been saying upgrade again, for the knife evolution. And then we will be able to fit all evolved weapons into our slots. But yeah, I want to just finish off this series and make it a bit quick. Not make it too long, not drag it out or anything. Just, I wanted to have a nice look at this game. I saw Northernlion play it and I wanted to see if I would enjoy it myself, and I definitely did. And I might still do in my off time, but you guys are probably not gonna see anything on the channel anymore. Not for a while at least. Maybe if they release like a whole bunch of new content, which they already did, don't get me wrong, but like something completely game-changing, a multiplayer mode for example, that might be a reason for me to return. But otherwise, I would just like to retire this game. I had a lot of fun with it. I hope, well, I don't only hope that I showed other people a good time with it as well. I know that other people enjoyed watching it because they bought the game themselves, and that's like really a great feeling for me. Not that I was sponsored or anything, but still, it feels like I brought joy to my buddies' lives in that way. Bracer, awesome. Alright, so we did complete our goal. Now all we have to do is stay alive long enough to level all of them up, then evolve them. But yeah, as I said, recorded my first short today. It was a learning experience for me because that process is really fitted to the mobile experience, but I wanted to do it on my PC. And it was something that I was kind of hesitant towards at first because I didn't really understand the meaning, but my buddy Krogrin really made a nice summary of it in one sentence, that you can see shorts as kind of like an ad for your channel. I know for a fact that shorts don't give that much compensation on the money front. I know that from Ludwig's videos, but those short videos have the tendency to go viral a lot of the time. A lot of people have shorts with like 500 views, views, while the rest of their channel has mostly like 20 views on their videos if they are lucky. So they are really prone to blow up and then act like they don't know nobody. Hell yeah, there we go. Knife evolution. And yeah, well, we're filled up on all of our slots, so it doesn't really matter what we choose anymore. I think this is definitely gonna be a victory. I love the upgraded knife so much, especially when you have like attractor, or not attractor but duplicator, and this character specifically also makes it so that you fire one more projectile, so we are really just in a storm of blades. But that short video was fun to make. I was reading an article for school, as I talked about earlier, and I just took one of the concepts out of that article that I found really interesting, and I made a short little video about it. It was still a bit too long. It was right under the 60-second mark, and a short video has to be less than 60 seconds for YouTube to see it as a short video. So I didn't have that much margin. I also had to cut out some of the lines from the video that were a bit less important, but just to reach that 60-second mark. But like really getting to the core of things and saying only what is actually necessary to understand is something that has been troubling me in my internship as well, especially when I'm writing reports about my meetings with patients, my contacts with patients. I often elongate those reports way too long, and I just create these vast expanses of text that nobody has the time or the effort, or well, they don't have the motivation to read that, you know. It's not practical, it's not really workable. So I need to try to find the core out of my conversations and focus more on like the relational and emotional aspects, and not just all the facts and all of their details. That's of course nice to know, but that information is not need to know. And sometimes you only have time to read the need to know information about someone before you see them. And another aspect is of course that writing all those long reports is really tiring for me. It requires a lot more effort and a lot more work than just writing down the main points that were discussed in a session. But we realized that that was my self-destructive perfectionism that was at play, something that I realize I have longer. I already had it during my studies. I want to learn every single detail from every single course just to make sure that I don't fail, because I have this really deep fear of failure that really penetrates most of the domains in my life, but in school context in general for sure. And it is the active form of that, which means that I want to put like an inhuman amount of effort into everything that I do, and that's not great. It does deliver some great results, but the process is not great for me and my mental health, so that's something that I'm still working on, and it's something that making shorts videos might also help me in. It's been like 3 weeks already since I just recorded a normal video. School was a bit hectic for a while. I had my second evaluation at my internship. It was very good. Don't worry about that. But it was also emotional at the end, because my mentors really said like, look, we see that you are trying your best. You are delivering a bunch of work, which is both in quantity and quality great, and we really appreciate that, but are you doing okay? Is the actual Vincent, you as a person and not just you as a psychologist / therapist, is that guy also doing okay and still keeping up with everything that he has to do in his personal life? And I had to admit that, well, I thought so. I always think so. I think that everything's going fine, but having somebody really ask that question brings the doubt up in my mind as well, and that is a sign that it's not so stable after all, right? So it's quite worrying. But hearing them express like their real concern and their intention to make make the time for me to come to them if it's necessary, that really just made me emotional. And I think that's normal, because it's like a deep appreciation for everything that they have done for me so far, and for everything that they're still gonna keep doing for me in the past, or in the next 3 months, because I have 3 more months to go in my internship up until the end of May, and then I will be done, not only with my internship, but done with my education as a clinical psychologist, which is just crazy. It's just crazy, but I'm really looking forward to it. This first experience in the actual work field was so great that I have nothing but excitement to actually get to work. And one of the greatest benefits, in my opinion, of our job is that you will keep on learning for the rest of your life. Not just from experience, from your work itself, but also theoretical education from like workshops or educational days or reading papers or books. That's something that you have to keep doing as a psychologist or a therapist. So even though my studies are over, me studying is never gonna be over, and that excites me. But once you're actually in the field and you're working and you're still educating yourself, you can do that at your own pace, and you don't need to get evaluated. You don't need to have these tests. You can just pick up what you want to pick up, and if you don't remember every single detail, that's not bad. That's okay. And it's really gonna be that's a lot of levels. That's gonna be a nice counter to what I'm feeling when I'm worrying about failing, and therefore and therefore, well, learning every detail by heart. What happened there is that because of optimization issues, the game was coded in a way so that sometimes a bunch of the XP orbs that are off screen get combined into a red orb that delivers you just like 1,000,000 experience points. And that's what happened right there. Upgraded Santa Water right there. That's awesome. Evolved Santa Water. God damn it, I want to punch myself in the face. But yeah, there's like no doubt in my mind that this is gonna be a victory and therefore the end of the series. Evolved Lightning Ring. Awesome. My original idea when playing this game was like twofold. One part was just having a look at it, because I definitely knew that I was gonna enjoy it myself, but I wanted to take a look if it was fit for recording for my style of content creation, and I think it is, because I can ramble on for hours. But the other side was maybe getting a bit of a completionist feel, you know? That's something that I always have in games. I want to get all the achievements most of the time. Something I never achieve because I don't have the time for it, but I definitely go for collectibles and stuff in games like Assassin's Creed. But yeah, in this game, that would have meant for me personally to get a victory with every single character. That was the original goal I would have set for myself if I wanted to let this series go on for a while, but now after giving it some further thought, I just want to dabble into a bunch of more games, you know? I want to have that variety still included on my channel, and I want to increase the variety. The one-off videos that I make in my Let's Learn Something series of course help with increasing variety, because they are all one-offs and they are about different topics all the time, varying topics. But these Let's Play series, these gameplay series, are some of the times a bit stretched out. I do these elongated Let's Plays, you know? I sometimes edit out a bunch of it, but still I play games that take long and I try to complete them, like a story about my uncle, for example, or Lord of the Rings, or Lego Harry Potter. Lord of the Rings Battle for Middle-earth was one of the longest running series, if not the longest running series to date, still on my channel, and it's just because I wanted to complete the entire game, the good and the bad side of things. But being a completionist like that and trying to complete an entire game and record that and upload that makes it so that variety is a bit on the back burner, you know? It's not in the spotlight anymore. I had a conversation about this just today with a fellow YouTuber, Munchkin, who I've been following since the start of his content creation, and he also played Lord of the Rings Battle for Middle-earth. That's how I met him, because I looked that up on YouTube to see if other people were still playing that as well. Upgraded. Evolved Firewand, and I put it into a nice summarizing statement in my own opinion, that if you are a variety content creator, you are trying to get people to like you as a person. If you are just focused on one game, you just invite people that already like that game, and you need them to like the content you create in that singular game. So you can clearly figure out that that first option, having people like you as a person, is something way more demanding, and it requires a lot more effort. You as a person, that's such a complex concept, like you have so many aspects and so many different attitudes towards life according to different topics as well, that really getting someone to enjoy your content so much that they begin to see you as their friend, which is something that content creators try to avoid, but I wouldn't want to avoid that. That is the difficult part. But once you achieve that, you have this tight following, you know? You have the supportive following, the active crowd that is cheering you on in every move you make, and not just the people that come to check out one video every 5 weeks. If you get that really, the tight following, you know, like Jesus did with his apostles, if you can achieve that and you have just 20 people, that would be great. Oh man, I would love that. 20 people that watch like every single video you produce because they like the way it is produced, they like your commentary, they like the style, they like the chill flow of the video. Oh, that's my life goal really, and I think that's a lot more fun than having that other option of just some people that randomly check in when they feel like it, which is of course also still very much appreciated. So if you're just watching this video right now and you're thinking, this guy has a lot of high expectations for his viewers, don't worry, I don't expect anything. The fact that you're watching this video and that you've made it so far already really warms my heart, and it makes my day better, so thank you so much. Don't feel obliged to watch any other content. I mean, if you want to, you can of course, and you can also donate, if you know what I mean. You can donate. You can donate if you go to my Twitch channel and you donate over there, but I don't know if that's gonna work out still, because I haven't checked my Twitch in a while. Streaming is really fun. It feels like just having a long YouTube video for me, and people that watched my streams when I did that also gave that back as feedback, which is something that I really enjoy because it's something I focus on. I keep on rambling in the stream as well, and I create the same vibe, the same flow of content creation, but that consumes time. That like really just absorbs all the time you have streaming, even though you don't have to edit it afterwards, so you just have to be like active at the moment and you have to pay attention. You have to be a funny person for a couple of hours and you don't have to pay attention to it afterwards, but still, it's very intensive. It's very intense and you need to put a lot of effort into it, which I enjoy, because interacting with chat in a live manner is a lot of fun. I love it when people comment on my YouTube videos, but when they just are live chatting with you and giving feedback on what they are seeing on the screen, that is an even better feeling. But I do definitely just enjoy every single comment that I receive. And I like commenting on other people's videos as well, because I know what kind of a dopamine boost it is for me, so I hope that I can kind of translate that into a similar feeling rather, for other people. And we are maxed out. We need to find one more chest to evolve our magic wand, but after that we are just gonna be collecting money, and that's gonna be it for this run. I do also still take the time to like most of the videos that I watch, but I have encountered the problem that my playlist of liked videos, and this might surprise you, this might show you how much time I actually spent on YouTube, but it is maxed out. It has 5,000 videos in it, and that is apparently the max length for a playlist on YouTube, so I don't know what really happens with the videos that I liked earlier, but upon further reflection, I realized that video that I liked 5,000 videos ago is probably not that relevant anymore, and the person already got to bask in the support that my like gave them, so I would rather use my 5,000 likes for new aspiring content creators, or just for new videos. If Nord Online is starting to play Catan for example with his friends, I want to give my like to that to show the support to the new series that he is trying. But something I do wonder is whether my likes on those older videos actually disappear, or whether they just get taken out of the playlist. I'm not sure about that. I hope that it's the second part, because I do hope that the videos that I liked earlier still keep my like, because that is supportive towards the content creators that I seem to enjoy back in the day. Coming up on the final 7 minutes, you can see that this is not really a challenge anymore. We are just really strong. I'm not gonna say that it's gonna remain a walk in the park up until the end, because the last couple of minutes in this game are of course like really difficult, but I think we are in a very nice position to grab the victory now. I'm looking forward to starting up something new as well. Maybe attract some new viewers by playing a game that is kind of a bit more well-known. Well, more well-known than Lego Harry Potter, for example, which can attract a very niche following, but only people that actually search for that game and then probably scroll for a while until they find my videos. Frame rate is starting to go down a bit, but that's something we're gonna have to get used to. But playing something that appeals to a bit of a broader audience might be a good move, because I am at 90 subscribers, and that 100 subscriber mark is coming closer and closer. It's not really coming closer and closer, because it's not that I have such a steady growth in subscribers, but the only way to gain subscribers is to keep putting out content, so that's exactly what I'm gonna do. One element that is gonna help in that intention, that's gonna help achieve that goal, is of course me graduating, because that is hopefully gonna give me a bit more free time to work on that. Right now, this year at least, I'm actually like living 2 lives. That's also something the workshop about self-care talked about. I'm living the life of a student, because in my free time I still have to like do a lot of tasks and read a lot of things, but I'm also living the life of a working person, because at my internship I have to like constantly be at work. For 4 days in the week I am just like a full-fledged part of the workforce. I have 8-hour days. Or maybe a bit longer even, I'm not sure, from 8:30 up until 5 most of the time, with a bit of flexibility in that, so sometimes it's gonna be less than 5, other days it's gonna be up until 6. And if I graduate right now, that's first of all gonna be a bit of a lull period while I'm looking for a job, which might not take that long if, for example, my internship offers me a position, but otherwise I will just have the time to kind of explore the YouTube grind a little bit more again, you know? And even if I do find a job immediately, my free time will be spent in a way that I want it, and not have to be spent on a lot of menial tasks like writing papers or stuff like that. There's still gonna be some stuff like that, of course, in the working context, and I still want to keep educating myself, so I'm gonna have a lot of reading planned in as well. But I think you know what I'm getting at, right? There's of course gonna be a lot of household chores, and that's gonna really start from next year, because my girlfriend and I are gonna be looking for an apartment instead of the student home we have been living in for the past 4 years. So we're gonna have to take care of a lot of the things ourselves more, like electricity and water and internet. All those things are gonna have to be taken care of by us, which is a logical next step in my life, becoming an adult and stuff like that, but it's of course still scary. You're so used to living in that student home and having a bunch of the things that you have to take care of being taken care of for you, that right now doing all those things myself or with my girlfriend, together with her, is of course still scary. Growing up is a scary part of our life, but it is a necessary part, of course. You can't stay young forever. You have to acknowledge the responsibilities life throws at you sometime, you know? Life is not just all fun and games. There's also gonna be serious periods, or periods where you have to be serious. There's so many enemies on screen that they are bugging out into the walls right now, but that's fine, I guess. Going into these last 2.5 minutes, I think we can definitely conclude that we will be fine. We have not taken damage in the last 15 minutes, I presume, so I think we're just doing great. Only single chests. Collected quite a lot of gold. Not like the 5,000 mark that you need for that one achievement. I don't know how we will ever achieve that. Maybe we get like a bunch of gold for achieving a victory and some of the things we did throughout the run at the end. But still, it's a long way off, you know. We're only at 1,700. Alright, these enemies are getting a bit stronger. Not that we're in trouble yet, but I mean, they don't instantly die, that's for sure. They're not really coming close so far, so I think we are fine. I'm kind of curious to see what has done the most damage at the end of our run. I presume it's gonna be the knives, but I could be wrong in that. I don't think it's gonna be the axes, that's for sure. Santa Water or Lightning Ring, I think they might be contenders also, but it's hard for me to estimate that. I haven't completed that many runs, so I don't know how the scaling for the certain items work. They're coming a bit closer. We're going into the last minute, the final minute. I do believe we should be fine. Even if we get damaged, we level up so quickly now that we can just choose the chicken option and restore our HP. But just carve our path a bit. Make sure that those red exploding fuckers don't get to us, because I do believe that they deal a hell of a lot of damage. And I think everything will just be coming up Millhouse. We will be able to put this game to rest, right? I mean, I don't want to get paranoid, but everybody is getting a little close for comfort right now. Yeah, maybe. Just stay calm. Keep collecting those money bags. We're just doing great. I don't want to move in one single direction. I want to keep the enemies at bay at all sides for now. And it's working out fine. 20 seconds. We got this in the bag. We got this in the goddamn bag. They're close, but they are surely not close enough. I like that. 10 more seconds and no problems whatsoever. 5 more seconds and we are about to die to the Grim Reaper as an end result. Ah, that's awesome. Good job by me, and good job by you guys for watching all the way until the end. If you did, you really deserve my gratitude. Unlocked a whole bunch of shit. Yeah, that was my first library victory. And I leveled up quite a bit. And I evolved the axe for the first time. Oh, well, weird. Either way, 3,400 coins, nothing to sneeze at. Let's take something random. Speed. And duration. There we go. And that's it. That kind of marks the end of this series for now. It was a blast. I really had a lot of fun. The game was fit for my channel. It was just fun in general. I played some off camera as well, which is something I don't normally do when recording games, and unless it's like Hearthstone or something. But that is enough talking about me though, enough talking about this game, and enough talking about anything at all. I hope to see you in the next series. Don't know what it's gonna be yet, but we're gonna have fun together in that as well. I am sure about that. I hope you will join me, and I hope you have a great week, great life, a great spring which is coming up. Again, enjoy the sun, go outside, touch grass, you inside, and then I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye bye.